What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Ravens Media. Welcome back to football. Welcome back to the pregame streams. Joshua's running some errands. He may be able to make it for the end of this, but he'll definitely be here for the post-game show. We are so excited for not just football, not just the Ravens, but hopping back in these live streams. We have so much fun in these pregame streams. You guys, we love the hot takes, the bold predictions, everything out like that. It is just such a fun atmosphere, and I got to thank you guys so much for the atmosphere that you guys bring to these pregame streams. Benjamin already in here. How you doing? Well, we're changing this yellow color to purple because this is a Ravens channel. Sorry, I got to get this color right. There we go. That's good enough. Benjamin, how you doing? Welcome into the stream. Void here as well. We're getting ready for this game. It starts in less than an hour, and there's some mixed feelings with this, right? It's like Ravens football is back, so it's great. And then you're like, oh, but we have to watch Tyler Huntley, so it's not that great. But then it's like, oh, but we get to watch Tyler Huntley in the preseason where he always plays really well. So it's just kind of up and down. I want to get this off my chest first. Overreactions are going to happen. That's just how it works. It's just something that happens with preseason, no matter who it is. I've watched a couple of the rookies play in their first preseason game. I definitely watched the Colts game. I was tuning into Anthony Richardson. Just quickly on him. Obviously, he had the bad interception. It was really bad. Might have been the worst pick I've seen so far. Actually, Will Levis threw a pretty bad one too, but it was not good. He also showed some flashes. But everyone's going to have up and down moments, especially in the preseason. It doesn't matter, right? It does not matter in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, it matters to us because we finally get to see these players, and it matters for the players in terms of roster positioning. But in terms of like full-on development, don't look at the preseason stats. Don't look at the preseason games and say, yep, this guy's a superstar or this guy's a bust. We're going to be able to see him. Chris, how you doing? Luke asks, how long do you think Zay will play today? I'm hoping Zay even just plays today. If he does, I'd assume it would be similar to what we've seen out of JSN as well as Jordan Addison, which is one, maybe two drives. That's what they played for this in that Seattle, Minnesota game. They didn't play a ton, but they did get a couple of reps. Both of them did catch passes. I saw Josh Downs catch passes. I saw Tank Dell catch passes. I'm trying to think of other rookie wide receivers. I don't think Quentin Johnston has played yet. So hopefully Zay plays, and I would assume one, maybe two drives. Hopefully it's just get it in his hands. And Void is already starting off with the bold predictions. I'll get into mine towards the end of the stream as we're getting closer to game time. But Tavius is one of the guys that Joshua and I talked about as players to watch because he's very intriguing. Coming out of Ole Miss, how's he going to play on that edge spot? Is he going to stop the run well? How's he going to perform? The biggest players that I think are easy to stand out in preseason is the skill position players because we're focused in on them. But one of the biggest things is the trenches and watching how that offensive line performs, because I would assume the left guards are going to be playing. And that's a position that we need to know who's going to win. So, Simpson, Ben Cleveland, Sala, all those guys, we're going to have to pay attention to who's playing the best, and how they're performing at that spot. And, looking at the pressure. Again, defensive line is also going to be huge. You're going up against Philadelphia Eagles, who traditionally have a pretty good offensive line. They're probably not playing their starters like, they're vets, but they may play some younger guys that are even just competing and are just in a good room, right? They learn from great players. They're probably going to be decent. But when you think about the Ravens preseason, I think a lot of people think about offense and they look at, the great player performances we've seen throughout I'll say the streak, whether it be Tim White playing very well, Quincy Adebayo, Isaiah Likely last year, Tyler Huntley. Obviously, we saw Tyson Williams. We saw Nate McCrary. We saw, all these players have had good performances. But I think the biggest thing that has helped the Baltimore Ravens in the preseason has been the turnovers. Their defense has just played the lights out. I doubt he plays, but if he does, Geno Stone in the preseason is Ed Reed. He is just constantly getting interceptions every time he's played for the Ravens in the preseason, and that's how they've really been able to win those games. Is the young DBs have been dominant in getting turnovers, and so that's what I hope to continue to see. Which is one of the positions that Joshua and I talked about in position groups that's just very important to see in preseason. Not particularly this game, but see how Pepe, Jalen Armour Davis, Caillou, and then obviously the backup safeties are Darius, Brandon Stevens, and such. See how all of them play at those positions. That's one of the most important things that we're potentially going to be able to see. So obviously we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're just really excited for football to be back. Brian says, let's see how receivers contribute, especially Zay, Laquan, and Tariq Black. Yeah, Tariq is someone to keep an eye out for. Again, Laquan Treadwell is definitely someone. James Prochet, Tylan Wallace. We're now playing in a system that will hopefully allow these pass catchers to play to their strengths, which is running routes rather than what it's been recently, which is just running the football. But I'm very excited to see how these wide receivers play. Benjamin says, how many touchdowns will likely get this preseason? Probably not that many. I don't think he's going to play a lot. I think he'll obviously play, probably the first quarter in each game. But I think it's going to be a lot of Charlie Kohler. And the Ravens always just have so many tight ends, battling it out. But I don't expect that they're just going to be feeding him. I think they're going to try and look at other positions. Want to see Zay versus Ringo. That could be a good matchup. We obviously don't know who exactly is starting. We'll end up finding out a little bit. Sorry, I'm reading Jeff Zrebick's tweet. He says this doesn't 100% mean he'll play, but Ravens rookie first-round pick, Zay Flowers, is in uniform and taking part in warm-ups. If he plays, I don't think it will be much. I'm just trying to see if they have talked about that, but I don't think I've seen anything on Eagles players. I don't know. I doubt the starters are going to play. And if they do, maybe one drive. Every team does it differently. It's always interesting to see how, you look at it. Trevor Lawrence played for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they're still playing in that game, but he played 2 drives. I want to say he threw an interception on the first. He threw a touchdown on the second, but Justin Fields, 2 drives today. Justin Fields put up insane stats. He put up 3 passes, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns, which is pretty darn good. But we don't know exactly who's going to play. I don't know the health of the Eagles players. I obviously know the health of the Ravens players, but the Ravens aren't too banged up right now. Rashad Bateman obviously is nursing back to health. He has been practicing, which is good. Hopefully we get to see a little bit of that matchup. Chris says, let the overreactions commence. But hoping some Zay. I want to see Caillou and Keaton. Keaton is definitely someone that we're going to see a lot of today, which I'm excited for. We may see half a game from him. It could be Melvin Gordon for half the game. Actually, we'll probably see a little bit of Justice Hill. But it could be Justice Hill, Melvin Gordon, and, Keaton Mitchell the entire game. And I think that's valuable because we're going to be able to see the difference in all 3 of those players because they're all fighting for – I think Justice Hill has a roster spot, but they're fighting for carries. Will any of them break into becoming a third down running back for the Ravens, or will the Ravens keep 4 running backs? Is Zay playing? It's unknown. I think he'll play, but again, I'm not an expert on what's going on with the coaches. I'm looking at edge and DBs today. Definitely, I think defense is where you want to focus in preseason when you're not playing your starters, because the Ravens are going to be starting some of their defensive players. They said, the reports are the Ravens aren't going to be playing any, veteran starters. But most of the defense isn't veteran starters, right? It's the veteran starters are, Broderick, if you want to consider that, Matabike, Adafe, if you want to consider him, Marcus Williams, Marlon Humphrey, and actually that's probably it. Roquan. Other than that, we may see some Patrick Queen. I doubt we see Patrick Queen, but we're going to see Trenton Simpson. We're going to see potentially Kyle Hamilton. I would doubt Kyle Hamilton, but we're going to see, Geno Stone, are Darius Washington, Brandon Stevens. I would assume we see Rock Ya-Sin. I would assume we see the other cornerbacks, obviously. I'm trying to think who we have. Pepe, Demarion, or Pepe is Demarion, but Pepe Williams, Jalen Armour Davis, Caillou, Kevon Seymour, and such. Which cornerbacks do we have today? I think I just went through them. It's really just waiting to see because everyone being banged up, some people. The question is, how banged up can they be to play? It's preseason, it doesn't matter, but they are still fighting for roster spots and just NFL reps. Getting ready for the NFL speed, I think, is very valuable to these NFL players because they've only ever played college, and when you've only played college, the NFL is very different. And you can watch interviews from any NFL player, and they will say it is very different. Foy says Caillou pick 6. I would love it. Hopefully, we see Caillou. Haven't heard much of him this offseason. I want to see Caillou. That's probably like my favorite player. I mean, that's my favorite player the Ravens drafted. I'm a Stanford fan. I loved Caillou Blue Kelly for the last, 4 years, really watching him at Stanford, or maybe 3. Voice is focusing on Dante Demas today. We'll see if he plays. I would hope he does. Again, I don't know how exactly the Ravens are going to move through that rotation, and I think he will play probably in the fourth quarter. Chris says, I might have my most anticipated guys, Trenton. I just want to see how they use him because he's so athletic. I mean, honestly, I think how they're going to use him today is he's going to be the Mike linebacker. Like, I would assume he's just playing in the center of everything. And they may have, certain situations they put him in as, like, a sub linebacker, maybe playing nickel, maybe playing him as, more like a traditional box safety in the Chuck Clark role. I think we will see him there, but I think he's just going to be playing pure linebacker. I think he's going to be playing, Mike. I think he's going to play a little bit of Sam. I think they're going to move him around because that's what he does is he moves around. He can play across, the front 7. So, he's definitely someone to watch in not just how does he play, but where does he play? There's definitely a few players on this team where that's the big question. I think Saul is another guy. Not only how does he play, but where does he play, as well as Daniel Faalele. Luke says Justin Fields has -3 air yards. I want to show you guys something. This video will be dropping tomorrow, but I'll show you. This thumbnail's not finished, but I'm very bought into Justin Fields. I'm just going to show this really quickly. Again, it's not done, but a Justin Fields video is coming out tomorrow. It's already been recorded before that game happened, but there is one coming out tomorrow. I want to show you guys that. Again, thumbnail's not done. You'll see him when it's done, but I'm big on Justin Fields. I am not here for Justin Fields slander. So I don't like how I think we always pit players against each other, especially, mobile quarterbacks. In like, Justin Fields ran for a lot of yards. Now people are saying he's better than Lamar, and like it's pitting them against each other. Why can't they both just be great and separate? They do things differently. Why can't they both be really good? I think that's kind of funny how fans just like force their players against each other when it's like, yo, we can root for both of these guys. Ravens and Bears are not rivals. Let's boost them both up. They're both very talented quarterbacks that I think are going to have a lot of success in the NFL. Lamar's already had great success winning the MVP. Quarters for Duvernay, 1.5 maybe. Maybe just 1 quarter. Again, it depends on if Zay plays. If Zay doesn't play, then we'll see a lot of Duvernay in the first half, and then we'll see the backups, but I keep forgetting Andrew Voorhees exists. I mean, he does. He's just not playing this year. So in a sense, he doesn't. We'll probably see Ojabo. Want to see Jeremiah Moon get another slow motion Zach. I'm here for it. Dome, this is definitely a good question. What do you think about William Jackson? I think I'm going to have a lot of thoughts after this game, right? I think it'd be a decent signing. I think any of the 3 players that the Ravens have brought in recently would be good. Clowney, Van Noy, William Jackson. I would be happy with any of them. And it's just how much are we willing to pay him and how are those players performing, right? If Ojabo comes in and Tavius comes in and they look really good in this game and all of a sudden it's like, okay, maybe we want to rock with these guys. And if our corners look really struggling, like Maybe we go after William Jackson, but I have no problem with him. If we sign him, I'd be happy. Ooh, we got Judah in here. Salute. Can't wait to see our new offense and Keaton Mitchell, our speed demon. Me too, man. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Void. We win this game and Clowney signs. I'm down for it. Clowney will sign after the preseason over. Clowney is a notorious camp skipper. He does not want to practice. Justin Fields has a ton of talent. I agree. As far as I know, he's healthy. I saw him walking in to the building in his outfit. Again, I don't have any. Let's see here. I don't have any. I haven't seen any tweets about him. I've only seen the tweet about Zay Flowers being out there in pads. Let's see. Justin Fields is kind of like Cam Newton and Lamar Jackson had a kid. I don't see that at all. I think Justin Fields is more Russell Wilson combined with Lamar. I think Justin Fields is more Russell Wilson than Cam Newton. I think a lot of people get this wrong with Justin Fields. Justin Fields doesn't want to run. He had to run. Like he was running for his life. But he's a passer. He was a passer in college. And that's what he wants to do in the NFL. He doesn't want to run. And I know a lot of people are going to say that the air yards weren't a lot today. Justin Fields can throw the football. Do not worry about that. The Ravens tweeted out saying Ravens debut loading for Zay Flowers. So hopefully that means he's playing. So we'll see. Sizzle Nizzle. I haven't seen anything on anybody start. Everybody keeps asking me if players are starting. I hope so. Luke, I do know this. Bowser is not playing. Bowser's not fully healthy yet. So I can say that. I don't know 100% on Jalen Arbor Davis. I hope he is. I know he's been practicing, but I think we may see a little bit of him. But again, typically about 15 minutes before the game starts, that's when they really start saying, obviously we know when it's the regular season. We don't know when it's the off season, right? Like when it's preseason, they don't announce, the injury report. It's just kind of, there's like 80 guys that can play and they just decide to bench some. So I don't know 100%. Trent Simpson going to give that Kenny Young type of hit. That hit on Gardner Minshew was legendary. I love that hit. I'm definitely a fan if that happens. I think Chris Harris Jr. has anything left in the tank since we're playing zone more. Probably not. I don't think so. I would think the Ravens would go after somebody else than before getting Chris Harris Jr. Who gets the wide receiver 6 spot? The question is, do the Ravens keep 7 wide receivers? If they keep 6, I'm going to say Treadwell. I'm going to say Treadwell gets the 6. If they keep 7, I think Prochet also slides in there, or Tylan Wallace, because they both play special teams, so it's just which one of them do the Ravens value more in special teams. They probably value Wallace a little bit more in special teams, but Prochet more as the receiver. We'll see. I really wanted our neighbors, the Commanders, to get him. I thought he would have thrived earlier in his career if he did. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, he just kind of got stuck eventually. Void, we're not trying to have this JAD slander out here or the Iman Marshall slander. We can't be doing this already. But let's see here. I want to see how these other games are going. I did see are you guys watching any of the other games at all? I've been flipping through the Braves are playing a doubleheader against the Mets today. So I've been watching that a lot, but also the Braves won like 23-3, or 21-3. So it wasn't a very good game. I mean, it's fun for the Braves. I did see Bryce Young a little bit. His offensive line sucks, which is really going to not be helpful for him. Israel Abinaconda is looking solid with the Jets. Looks like Tank Bigsby is having a decent game. Malik Cunningham played for the Patriots. He looked decent. But it was also something where it's like preseason's like the exact type of environment where a guy like Malik Cunningham, who is able to extend plays and, make defenders miss, that's where he can really thrive. But, a lot of people are hyping that up. Let's see here. Like, there hasn't been any really, really good performances. Maybe Dorian Thompson-Robinson, you could consider a pretty good performance. But, again, he's playing as like the third quarterback or second quarterback for the Browns. Maybe. We'll find out. But tomorrow we got Chiefs Saints, 49ers Raiders. Trying to think if there's any good players in that. Not really. I mean, Trey Lance will play. That's probably the only player that I'm looking forward to watching in that game is Trey Lance in either of those games. Like, I know the Saints drafted Keandre Miller and stuff, but I don't need to watch Keandre Miller. I didn't think he was that good coming into the draft. Let's see here. Next week, though, Ravens do have their joint practices with the Washington Commanders. That'll be a lot of fun. Those are some of the most interesting and insightful offseason practices. Those actually are the best offseason practices to learn about who's really playing well. And those are on, I want to say the 15th and 16th. I've got them on my calendar somewhere, but they are next week. I think it's like Tuesday, Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday. Then the game is on Monday, so it'll be a little bit before we come back with another pregame, postgame stream, but got a lot of good videos scheduled to come out between now and then, and obviously we'll have a lot of discussions about the performances of what the Ravens were able to do. Let's see here. Do you guys have any questions for me? Obviously, without Joshua, it's a little bit difficult for the pregame stream for an hour. But let's see here. I'll pull up the Eagles depth chart and I can talk about them a little bit, because I know they drafted some guys that I really liked. Boy, that's a decent fantasy team. Lamar, Nick Chubb is good. Who's your RB2? Yeah, the Eagles have no rookies starting. Fun. Okay. Eagle players that we could potentially see. Greg Ward. Covey. Quez Watkins. Quez Watson's meh. Dennis Kelly is new at O-line. Suo Peta. Brett Toth. Tyler Steen, rookie right guard. He'll definitely be playing. We'll see a lot of Marcus Mariota. So, it's a good veteran Mariota sucks, but a veteran quarterback that has, had a lot of starting experience, doesn't turn the ball over a ton. That'll definitely challenge the Ravens defense when he is playing. And then Tanner McKee, rookie quarterback out of Stanford. He sucks. I'm not going to lie. You guys know I hype up my Stanford guys when I like them, but I do not think Tanner McKee's very good. I thought he should go undrafted. I think he ended up going in the 5th, maybe 6th round. And then Ian Book, pretty unproven. The running backs that they have will probably not see DeAndre Swift, Gainwell, or Penny. It'll probably be Boston Scott and then Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon, I believe, was the running back that came after J.K. Dobbins at Ohio State. And then Kennedy Brooks. Are you following how they do this year? I'll definitely pay attention. I haven't been following camp stuff about them, but I'll definitely pay attention. I watch just about every NFL game, so I'll definitely be, seeing when they're doing well, especially a guy like Justin Houston. Ben Powers, it's difficult to tell because he's an offensive lineman. But I'm rooting for all those guys. Unless they're playing the Ravens, but we'll see. But defense is definitely where most of their players are rookies, and we'll actually be able to see them. Teron Jackson, Milton Williams, don't know much about them. Jalen Carter, obviously, top 10 draft pick out of Georgia. A lot of people thought he should be the number 1 overall pick, but then there was the controversy that happened with the the car crash of his teammate. Derek Barnett, very solid edge rusher. I doubt we see Barnett very much, but Zach Cunningham, new addition out of Tennessee. He's a decent linebacker. Miles Jack, who they just signed. Like I want to say they signed him within the last week. We may see him a little bit. Nolan Smith, we'll definitely see. I do know this. Nolan Smith has been showing out in practice. He was the 31st pick in the draft. Technically it was the 30th pick in the draft because the Dolphins lost their pick, but he's been showing out in practice. So he's definitely, okay, how are we going to block him? That'll be a big battle for whoever's playing, opposite him. That's definitely something to watch. Sidney Brown and Keely Ringo in the secondary, and Mekhi Gardner. Those will all be good players that, to watch how they perform. Obviously Ringo's the, big one to watch out for, but those are kind of the main names that I'm seeing that, are good players that we'll watch out for. But I think, we'll see some Mariota, we'll see some Tanner McKee, we'll see some Ian Book. And, hopefully the Ravens are able to come out on top. The biggest thing is just force some turnovers. And Jordan Davis, Void brings up, we could see some Jordan Davis. I mean, he's like, I don't know if they're going to, play him. He's their starting, defensive tackle opposite Fletcher Cox, but we could see him. We could see some Jordan Davis. I wouldn't be too surprised. Void, you have Khalil Herbert as RB2 on your fantasy team. Yeah, that's kind of a yikes. He did have like a 55-yard touchdown though today, so maybe he'll be all right. Nakobe Dean, we can see Nakobe Dean. Right now he's a starting linebacker for him, so we'll see how they perform. Basically, we're playing against the 2021 Georgia Bulldogs. That's who we're playing. And we'll see how our guy. Did anybody on our team play against that team? I'm trying to think. Oh man, do we have any like Alabama guys? I guess Jalen Armour. Oh no, but he's on defense. We need an offensive guy. I don't think we have anybody that played him. Let's see here. Yeah, we got about 30 minutes until this game starts. I am so excited. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if there's any new tweets from Jeff Zrebiec or Jameson Hensley. Ooh, I see a video of people warming up. Let's see who's in this. I see Bateman, but he's not going to be playing. I see Seymour. I mean, I definitely think we'll see Seymour. Well, that's the only player they showed. What do you guys think about J.K. Dobbins? I mean, like, my thoughts on that is, like, I don't – like, apparently there were contract talks with him about a full extension. And I'm like, that's pretty surprising because why would we extend him? Like that, I have a big question on that. Like, the Ravens are apparently talking with him about extending his contract. I'm like, what do you mean extending your contract? You got to play to get your contract extended. He's barely played in his NFL career. I mean, he's going into year 4, and he has played in, off the top of my head, he's probably played about 29 games and like been a major contributor in probably 29 games because he didn't play a lot his rookie year. And then he played a lot his second year, and then he missed the entire season, and he missed like half the season last year. So it's tough to go after someone like that and trying to extend him when you could probably just draft someone next year. But Jeff just tweeted. Oh, no. Okay. So, according to Jeff Zrebiec, he says he does not see Jalen Armour-Davis, Pepe Williams, or Arthur Mollett in uniform. which could mean a lot of Caillou Blue Kelly tonight, as well as Seymour and probably Rocky Ya-Sin will probably be the corners that we're playing tonight if there's no Pepe and JAD or Mallet. I'd agree with this. Like, if he plays well this season, if JK plays well, extend him. But it's not worth it. I mean, he's trying to hold out. It's like, bro, you're not Jonathan Taylor. Like, yeah, you played one season for us. Wasn't that much. Is Geno Stone hurt? I don't think so. But again, the Ravens are very, very undisclosing of injuries. Ooh. Trying to look through tweets right now to see if there's any information that we can go about. Let's see here. I had a question for you guys. I mean, do you guys care about the streak? Personally, I do. I do care. I want the Ravens to keep winning every single game. I mean, that's just my mentality is if you're going to play, win, right? Like, I know a lot of people will talk about good things can happen in a loss, right? You can have a moral victory. I'm not a big fan of moral victories. Losing sucks. It's like losing happens, and that's fine. You can still get better from losing. You can look at the positives from losing, but anytime the Ravens lose or I lose at something or one of my favorite teams lose, I'm devastated. Like I don't care if something good happened, right? You can look at the positives and be like maybe it's baseball and like, oh, maybe Acuna hit a home run. I'm like, I don't care. I wanted them to win. Like that's what matters to me is winning. So, even though it is preseason, it doesn't matter in terms of like winning the Super Bowl. It does matter in terms of mentality, right? Having a winning culture starts at the preseason. It starts in practice. So trying to win and do all that stuff, do it. Like put your best effort out there. Like the Ravens clearly try more than anyone else in the preseason. And they want it. They want to win. TJ, is this a question in terms of like realistic or like free agency signings or next year in the draft? What do you want? I mean, like dream player I'd want on the Ravens, Derrick Henry, but obviously that's not happening. I don't know. Clarify your question. If you want like a trade asset or you want somebody that like I would love Chase Young. I'll probably say Chase Young. We'll go dream player Chase Young. That might get people upset, but I really like Chase Young. I think Anthony Brown. I think we're going to see Josh Johnson before we see Anthony Brown. But I would assume we see at least a quarter of Huntley. And I mean, we may see the first half as Tyler Huntley. And then third quarter, Josh Johnson. And then fourth quarter, Anthony Brown. I don't know. Like, we're definitely going to see Huntley a lot. Shocker. Because we always see Huntley in the preseason. And at the end of every regular season, it's kind of back and forth. Looks like Marlon is suited up. There's a video of the running backs. Gus Edwards is suited up. I doubt Gus Edwards plays. He's probably just suited up for warm-ups. But which backup plays better tonight? I'm going to say it's probably whichever one plays last, because I think the best defense is going to be in the first half, right? You're facing up against those rookies out of Georgia, those first round picks. That's going to be more difficult. And I think Huntley will play well. I don't expect him to go crazy, but I think he'll play decent. I think they'll put up some good points, but we don't have a lot of wide receivers. And our offensive line is going to be pretty lacking. So, apparently Rocky Austin is also in street close. So I don't know who we're playing at corner. This is going to be really interesting to watch this cornerback. Caillou Blue Kelly may play the entire game. That's a bit scary. Oh, okay. Jonas Schaffer said, players I don't see dressed: Lamar, Aguilar, OBJ, Ronnie, JK, Mark Andrews, Patrick Ricard. Doesn't see Trenton Simpson, so it doesn't look like Trenton Simpson's going to play. I saw him walking into the game. I thought he'd be playing, which sucks. Tyus Bowser, Rocky Austin, Jalen Armour Davis, Pepe Williams, Arthur Mallett, and Geno Stone. So no Geno. Wow, this is a really limited. A lot of the players that play are gonna. They're gonna play a lot. Like the Ravens don't have that many players. Which is probably good. We're not gonna be swapping in and out. Ardarius gonna be playing a lot. I really do like Ardarius, so I'm excited for that. I don't think the Eagles have like that good of corners, or wide receiver. They have good corners. I don't think they have like the wide receivers to where I'm too worried about having a limited secondary. Not lacking. I think we still have good players, but Benjamin, if Geno isn't playing, is it even a preseason game? Dude, he's now gotten to the point where he's like almost too good for preseason. Like he's just been so dominant in the preseason. I mean, he's probably gotten 5 picks in the preseason. I mean, he had like 2 picks in one. He definitely had at least 1 last year, I remember. But sorry, guys. A little bit tired. Yeah, you probably won't see a lot of stars in the last preseason game. I mean, after that JK injury, the Ravens don't want to play much in the preseason. Like they'll just use the first game, week 1, as a preseason game. I mean, we're playing the Texans. Not to say that they're, an easy win, but it's not a division rival. It's not a top 5 team in the NFL. They're going to be able to start off and be like, okay, we're playing a rookie quarterback. If we start slow, that's fine. I'd assume we see a lot of Ojabo, probably a little bit less of Adafe, just because he's been in the league longer. We know what we have. But that's my thought. Eagles defense is going to be guessing. Probably. Oh, new notification. Jameson Hensley said. Jameson Hensley has said like the same thing like 8 times in the last 2 days. He's tweeted it. John Harbaugh said the Ravens' established starters won't play tonight. We know. You keep saying that. You don't need to double down or quintuple down or septuple down. Moon, Robinson. It's a good question. I'll look up the others, but obviously Adafe, Ojabo. Let's see, Ravens. Who do we got at edge? Oh, Malik Ham. Oh, maybe we could see Phillips. I don't think we'll see Phillips much at that spot, but definitely Tavius. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with seeing them. It's just, the Ravens are already thin at edge. Do they want to risk an injury? I'm fine with playing them. Seeing what we have with them. I'd agree with this. I want Keaton Mitchell to make the team. I just think that explosiveness is valuable. whether it be on special teams. I think we see him return a kick tonight if the Eagles score, in the second half or whatever. I think we'll see that. I doubt we see Zay Flowers in special teams. Maybe we do, but I think that would be a regular season thing if we were going to try it out. But I think it's going to be a lot of Caillou Blue Kelly, and Kevon Seymour. I live in Pittsburgh, and I was at Steelers camp earlier this week, and the cornerbacks were getting cooked all week. They also have really good receivers, and they have young corners. So I'm not surprised by that. I mean, they have like Deontay and George Pickens, and their cornerback one is probably their rookie. No, Ben Cleveland. Is Ben Cleveland not playing? Oh my gosh, no way. Ooh. Haha. The Ravens have a picture of them in the huddle. So now I can go through players that I see. Oh, I'll share screen, and we can go through players that we see. Let's see here. Let's go through these players. Who do we see in uniform right now? Oh, I'm blocking that. I'm taking that away. Who do we got? I mean, obviously, I see Brent Urban. I see, is that Robinson? Kyle Hamilton looks to be in uniform. Again, if they're in uniform, that doesn't mean they're playing. That could just mean that they are just doing their normal warm-ups. Like, I highly doubt Morgan Moses over here is playing, but at least we know that they're in uniform. Obviously, it's not super easy. Oh, gosh, who is this? I know who this is. Just off the face. Darn it, I'm blanking. It's really hard. Oh, there's Lamar, I think. I think that's Lamar. Let's see. That could be Duvernay. Do you guys see anybody specific? Who's 78 or 48? I know it used to be Queen. Falele. That's who that is. Brent Urban. Yep. Travis Jones, Kyle Hamilton, Morgan Moses, Tavius Robinson, David Ojabo, Isaiah Likely. Oh, here's Patrick Queen. Here's no. Is Prochet 10 now? What did Prochet change to? Ben is next to Lamar. Oh, there he is. Yep. You can see the beard. Yep, I see Ben right there. Who is this? Who's 48? Oh, no, that's not Roquan. It's not 18. Let's see. Depth chart. 48. 48. 48. 48. I don't think that's Mason. Prochet is 10. Oh, wait, yeah. I should check Prochet. I know he changed numbers. Yep, Prochet is 10. Okay, so that was Prochet. 78 Morgan Moses. No. 58 Michael. Oh, it could be Michael Pierce. Doesn't look much like Michael Pierce. Oh, Jeremiah Moon, probably. That's probably who it is. Maybe not. I don't know. I want Anthony Brown to get some play. I agree. I definitely want him to get some play. Look at this. 20 minutes, guys. 4 minutes ago. We got 16 minutes. Ooh, this is a good tweet from Jeff Zrebeck. Starting offensive line and warmups: Sharp, John Simpson, Mustapher, Ben Cleveland, Falele. Ooh. Flowers and Duvernay were a wide receiver. That's good. Also, Falele at right tackle. I like that. Ben Cleveland at right guard. That's the biggest thing. Remember, right guard was his position in college, and that's where he was definitely more comfortable. So I think that's something that I'm looking at. Somebody said I think that's Zay Flowers next to Prochet. Let's look at this. Zay Flowers next to Prochet. Oh, right here? That could be Zay. It's so grainy. I can't tell. That could definitely be Zay. Who is this? The number's so messed up. Preseason Prochet going to put up 300 yards. How much of the new offense will we see? Very little. I mean, we'll definitely pass the ball more, but this is not supposed to be a showcase of the offense. This is supposed to be how good are you at fundamental football. And teams typically are just running 2-3 wide receiver sets consistently. They run basic run concepts, they run basic passing routes, and they just want to see how can he do. Right? You're not going up against complex blitzes. You're not going up against anything crazy you've never seen before. This is football. Who is better? Not about, who's smarter and stuff like that. You'll obviously see it, every once in a while, maybe a gimmick play or something like that, but we'll find out. And Don C's in the chat. Don C, I'm doing good, man. How are you? So excited. We're basically here. I mean, we got 10 minutes left in this stream, and then, it's time to turn on the game. And I don't want anything weird to pop up in the Twitter profile, so I'm going to stay in the notification side so you guys don't see anything weird. Keaton Mitchell is trending. Guys, I think it's time to start getting into the bold predictions and then finish off with the score prediction. So in the comments, let me know your guys' bold predictions. One offense, one defense, one special teams for the game. We've had them happen before. We've been right with them before, right? We had a one time we were right on a Devin Duvernay kick return touchdown. We've been right on, pick sixes before. We've been right on the score prediction before. A lot of things, are exciting. And is Joshua joining tonight? I don't think he's going to be able to join. He was running some errands. He'll join in the post-game stream. So right after the game ends, he'll be there with me, but he was unable to make it for the pregame stream. Normally he'll be here. It's a lot better when he is here because it's not just me rambling for an hour, but it's okay. I'm fine with rambling for an hour. It's been a while since I talked to you guys, but let's hear them. Let's hear those offensive, defensive, and special teams predictions. Starting out on offense, I am going to say we get a Keaton Mitchell 50-plus yard touchdown. That's my offensive bold prediction. I don't think it happens early in the game. I think it happens probably in the second half, but I think he breaks one. He shows off the speed, and keeps the Ravens offense moving. In terms of the defense, I'm going to say that we do get a Caillou Blue Kelly interception, and we get a Tavius Robinson strip sack combo right there. And we have a defensive touchdown as well. I'm not saying who. I'm not guessing who, but I'll say we have a defensive touchdown. And in terms of special teams, I'll say that we get to see Keaton Mitchell return a kick. I think it's a little bit bold. Ooh. Yeah, right. Says Zay Flowers gets a touchdown and the Ravens team has 3 sacks. I'd love to see that. Man, I'd love to see just like us give it to James or give it to Zay Flowers just all game long for a little bit. Like just for the first drive. Just remember that Isaiah Likely drive last year. Let's have that with Zay Flowers. Who do you guys think the player of the game will be as well? I'm gonna say the player of the game. I'm gonna go with Caillou. I'm gonna go with Caillou as the player of the game. But on the offense, I think the biggest contributor is probably going to be Charlie Cope. I think that we're going to use him a lot. The Ravens love to check it down to the tight ends in the preseason, and I think he's going to be playing the most. We got probably about 5 minutes left. JJ says Josh Johnson throws 2 tutties, and our Darius Washington gets an interception. That would be something that I would be stoked to see. Huge fan of both of those guys. Who do you think catches a touchdown? JJ, do you think we're going to see a little bit of a rookie touchdown or someone else? Duvernay play of the game. I could be with it. I mean, like Duvernay, I think is going to get some good opportunity when he's in. I think he'll play more than Zay. I think he'll probably play the whole first quarter, and he's definitely going to be wide receiver 1 when Zay's gone. Kind of sad. Ravens aren't updating anything. If anyone wants to follow on Twitter, it's at TTB Ravens. Or I guess it's not Twitter anymore. It's X. Shamar Bridges touchdown. Is Shamar Bridges, I don't even think he's on the team. Oh, he is. He is. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember if he came back or not. I mean, I'm down to see it. If it happens, it happens. But I think he's probably towards the end closer to Dante Demas on the fighting roster. Sorry, guys. I'm a bit tired today, but I'm so excited. Don't worry. I'm not falling asleep during this game. Zay Flowers and Dante Demas get the touchdowns. I like it. I like it a lot. That'd be a lot of fun. But if Zay Flowers scores, the Ravens Stadium, M&T Bank Stadium, is just going to go crazy. I wonder who's on the call tonight. Like for NFL Network. I have NFL Plus, so I actually get to watch the game without having to, find other methods. But I think Zay Flowers is going to put show the most out of the 4 elite wide receivers from this class. I mean, yeah, if Jordan Addison's catch had counted, that would be tough to beat because he had an insane catch on the sideline. They ended up calling him out of bounds. He was probably in bounds, but I think that could definitely be something where it's like, okay. But if Zay Flowers, makes a couple of guys miss, that would easily be more impressive than what any of the other guys have done. I mean, Quentin Johnson, I think plays tomorrow or he plays tonight. He hasn't played yet. Let's see here. Maybe he's playing right now. I don't know. Okay, he plays at 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern time. So he plays very late tonight. I don't want to be watching myself stream. I want to see undrafted linebacker from the Baltimore's. Ham. Yeah, I think it is Ham. Let's see here. Let's make sure we get it right. Malik Ham, yes. No, that'd be fun. I love watching the undrafted linebackers. Those are always the guys that have like the best chance of making the team is undrafted D linemen as well as undrafted linebackers. That's where the Ravens have found most of their big stars. But kind of the final thing, score prediction for me personally, and I'll also show you guys. So I don't forget. I'll show you guys what the post-game stream will look like. So then you guys know what to look for because it's a little bit different. Hopefully you guys like the new pregame and post-game stream layouts. I had to remake them, but I do like how they turned out. I do think they are an upgrade. Let's see here. I do think they're an upgrade. We're going to do a little bit of a mystery thing. Stop sharing screen. Here's what the post-game stream will look like. Hopefully you guys like it. Spent a lot of time today building it. But that's what it'll look like. Probably within 10 minutes of the game ending, that stream will be up. It'll be a ton of fun to watch. So, make sure to come through to that. Myself, Joshua, we're going to be talking about it. My score prediction, 17-27. The Baltimore Ravens are going to take the dub here. And I'm very excited to watch it happen. Let me know in the comment section down below your guys' score predictions. I'm going to probably end the stream in 1, maybe 2 minutes. So let me know what you guys think. Ask any final questions, and I'll see you guys after the game. And Big Truz from Ravens Big Truz. Let's go. Can't wait. I'll also zoom in on this. Hopefully we see this guy, Zay Flowers, ball out. That's what I want to see. Looking for the corners. Corners are going to be a lot of fun. But guys, That's going to do it. I will see all you guys, hopefully, with a 24-game win streak for the Baltimore Ravens in the preseason. Thank you all so much for coming through. A lot of fun. First game back. Let's get to it. Go Ravens, and I'll see you then.